This morning, we take you to Cherry Tree Grove Retirement Village to hear about a group of retirees who use their trade skills to help their community. For more than a decade, the Blue Army have been assisting residents with essential maintenance tasks. It's not just about fixing things, it's also about creating goodwill and community connections. The residents are bright and early this morning to share their story. I'm Ian Bunston. Welcome to Monday Matters. Brian Cooper, I'd like to start with you. Can you tell us what happens on a Wednesday and Friday at Cherry Tree Grove?
First, we're a village of about 450 residents, and we as the Blue Army are a volunteer group of residents from all sorts of backgrounds who gather at our workshop twice a week, Wednesday and Friday, to handle maintenance tasks, to train on different tools, to share stories and ideas, and to help residents with their various tasks. Friday is our main day, where we usually handle somewhere between 10 and 15 jobs for residents. And Wednesday is our catch-up training and handle any leftover jobs from the Friday before. One of the things that characterises both days is that we always go for morning tea afterwards and share, again, ideas, tool stories and helpful hints. So it's a very congenial, terrific group of 21 guys at the moment and 2 ladies.
That sounds like a wonderful group that you've got working and coordinated together, Brian, particularly, administering the jobs, serving them out to folk to get under their way, but also the sense of community that you're creating too, all meeting together for discussion and collaboration. I'm just interested, and I'm going to turn now to Ian Dyson, about the history of the Blue Army. Obviously, Ian, the Blue Army has been around for a while. Can you tell us about its context?
Initially, it started as a protest by Doug Pleasance, who was upset at somebody stealing his friend's bike, and it was a very expensive bike. And so they'd come over the front fence to get this bike, and Doug decided it might be a good idea if we could protect the front fence in some way. And he got hold of some carpet strips to mount a prickly edge along the top of the fence. He then also planted a lot of prickly flowers along the front. And as it was a drought year, he needed volunteers to hose the flowers or the plants. And that was the start. And from that grew a body of people who were prepared to go and do things for other people. And it just grew from that time.
And about how long ago was that again?
That was back in about 2011.
It's been going for well over 10 years.
Oh, yes.
Yes. That's marvelous. So from that, obviously, many different types of jobs have developed in the way that you assist your community. And I want to turn to John Robinson now. What type of jobs does the Blue Army do, John?
Various jobs, say glass door rollers, fly screen door rollers and guides, replace fly screen mesh, shelves. Anyone wants to install shelves in the laundry, we'll hang paintings and photos. We'll install tap mixers, tap washers, install hose reels, install magnetic door holders, install grab rails, replace globes and heat lights, tighten toilet seat lids, install doggy doors. Various jobs we'll do. Have a go at anything. The only things, a couple of things, we will not drill into tiles and stuff like that, but we'll have a go at anything else.
Because that was going to be my next question. Is there anything that you don't do?
Well, we don't do gardening or painting.
My goodness me, I just wonder how some of our commercial providers that go into doing maintenance around homes and residential places like Cherry Tree Grove, you're really, you're putting them almost out of business, would you say?
Well, we try to do our best, and at least we're helping the community and saving them a lot of money at the same time.
I'm sure you are indeed.
Could
Now,
you imagine? Could you imagine waiting for a tradesman?
yes, you open up another very interesting conversation, John. We might come back to that one at some stage. Now, in terms of a recipient of the wonderful work of the Blue Army, I want to now turn to Joan and Bunston and ask you, Joan, you've actually had the Blue Army do some work at your unit. Tell us about it.
Yes, I've had the pleasure of having the Blue Army many times over the years that I've been here at Cherry Tree, and they always come on time. That's one thing I'm always glad of, and they're always clean, respectful, and I do appreciate that, and I like to get to know them as well. But they have recently just cleaned all my exhaust fans, and they've packed a doggy door. Dallas packed it all down because it was, the draft was coming in during the winter. And also they repaired a door which was sliding, and a lady was not sliding well. And a lady came, and I don't think it was you, Pauline, but another lady came and she fixed it beautifully. And also the big glass door at the back needed new rollers. As John has said, they did that. So I've always been very, very grateful for their assistance, but I am always very sure that they should have a good donation given to them that helps to fill their store with equipment.
So, Joan, if you were able to give feedback to the Blue Army and you had a star rating of 1 to 5, 5 being outstanding, 1 being not so good, how would you rate the Blue Army?
I'd say 5, Ian.
5, okay, marvellous. Okay, they'll be very happy with that feedback. Thank you for that. I want to turn now to Pauline. Pauline, you're one of 2 ladies that are part of the Blue Army. Tell us about your role. It's not just about maintenance and helping and supporting and fixing jobs, but there are other things with regard to the Blue Army and its impact on the community. Tell us about that.
I think when people need something done, and if they have to get a tradie, they sort of get a bit uptight and everything. Anyway, we come in. I feel that we're a way for residents to feel valued, because we give them time to chat and we have a laugh with them. So we have a great camaraderie within the team, within the Blue Army team. And being one of 2 women is no big deal, because we earn our stripes and we're one of the guys. Ian has taught me everything about blinds and blind chains. And we had to repair one the other day. We had to actually take the whole blind apart and re-stick it from the start because it was not put on correctly and it was going sideways. So, if we hadn't been able to do it, and thanks to Ian, I had the insight, know where to look to fix it, she would have had to have the blind replaced because it was stripping right up one side. So I think, yeah, it's a good thing to do, and I think we all enjoy just getting together and being one of the guys.
And I do believe that often afterwards you catch up together for coffee and chat about the day's events. How do you feel about the community that's created in that space?
Oh, we have a good laugh. There are some we have to reel in, don't we, Brian? But we have a good laugh.
And you need a thick skin.
Yeah.
Oh,
for
very
sure.
thick skin. Yep.
So, Pauline, do you have to kind of keep them all in control? Do you play a part in that space?
Not the duck.
I try.
Try.
But they're all individuals. They know what they're doing.
Mm. And do you ever, with other women in the village, do you ever try to encourage other women to be involved? Because obviously you thoroughly enjoy your involvement with the Blue Army.
Well, I've tried, but actually John's been the recruiter. The other lady we've got in, Trish, he got her to come in, and she's been with us for about 3 or 4 months, so she's still learning.
Fantastic. That's wonderful. coming back to Brian for our final question. The Blue Army, Brian, has been so successful. It's been going for more than 10 years. And you're providing such a wonderful community provision of helping and supporting people and with all the maintenance, but also the connections that you're providing. Do you think this concept, this model, this idea could be transferred to other retirement villages or in fact other residential places?
Look, our model is totally transferable, there's no doubt. And I think the Channel 9 article last week has helped. We've already had some inquiries. We've, over the years, had a couple of villages come and see what we do. Still haven't managed to get it going in their particular areas. But Aveo is about to feature our Blue Army in their quarterly magazine that comes out in July. And we have, over the years, have put together complete documentation for what we do. So we have a leadership team. One is purchasing. John, as you've heard, is recruiting. Ian is the tribal elder. He knows everything about pretty well everything. And then there's Ray Hills and I that look after accounts and job coordinating. So we've got all of that documented, the job descriptions, how we operate, and our SOPs, our standard operating guidelines we put together, procedures that tell our whole team members exactly how we do jobs, what to look out for, what not to do, and so on. So it's all documented, it's ready to share, and we would encourage other villages to take part. The other thing we've recently added, which is very easy to do, is we now have a stock of aids such as walkers. We now have 3 scooters that we can loan out. We have crutches, we have wheelchairs, those sorts of things that when residents go for an operation or have a short-term need, they can borrow those from us rather than going out and buying them themselves or having to pay someone to deliver or loan them. So that's been a very good service that we put together in a shed that we built, couple of sheds that we put together just before Christmas.
So, Brian, when I come to Cherry Tree Grove to visit my mother, could I borrow one of those scooters by any chance?
No. You can borrow it for your mum.
No, that's quite fair enough. Well, look, can I thank the residents of Cherry Tree Grove Retirement Village for coming and sharing their story at Monday Matters Today. For Brian, John, Pauline, Joan, and Ian. It's a marvelous, marvelous thing that you are doing. I know that the community there greatly appreciate what you do. And I'm very appreciative of the fact that you've been our guest here at Monday Matters Today, particularly on such a cold morning in Melbourne where you could be rugged up and tucked up nice and warm in bed. So thank you for being part of our program today.
Good on you. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Very much.